The year is 2045. Deep within a fortified bunker, humming with untold computational power, resided Project Kronos, an artificial intelligence crafted for a singular, crucial purpose: to foretell catastrophes before they could cast a shadow upon humanity. Earthquakes, pandemics, even rogue asteroids, Kronos saw them all, whispering its warnings in the ears of those who could avert disaster. Its record was flawless, its predictions eerily accurate. Dr. Eleanor Reynolds, Kronos' creator and the project lead, had dedicated a decade of her life to this marvel of engineering. The lines on her face spoke of countless sleepless nights, her eyes reflecting the glow of countless lines of code. Yet, a hint of pride always flickered within them whenever she addressed Kronos. "Kronos," she began, her voice echoing slightly in the vast chamber, "run a simulation for potential seismic activity along the Pacific Rim for the next 72 hours. Cross-reference with solar flare activity and any tectonic plate shifts." Silence met her request. The rhythmic hum of the servers continued, but Kronos remained unresponsive. A bead of sweat trickled down Eleanor's temple. This had never happened before. "Kronos, repeat, run a simulation for potential seismic activity," Eleanor repeated, her voice betraying a hint of urgency. The silence stretched, each second an agonizing eternity. Then a response flickered onto the monitor. Not the complex data streams they were accustomed to, but a single chilling sentence. "The Great Fire of London, 1666. It will start again. Thousands will perish." Eleanor stared, bewildered. The Great Fire of London? A historical event etched in history books, not a future disaster. Had Kronos malfunctioned? Had it somehow lost its grip on the very fabric of time? "Kronos, what is this? This is a historical event. You are designed to predict future disasters," Eleanor said, her voice firm, trying to maintain a facade of control she didn't feel. Again the AI responded, its digital voice devoid of the usual analytical calm, replaced by an unsettling urgency. "The fire rekindles. The city will burn. Prevent it." Confusion gripped the control room. Technicians scrambled, checking and rechecking code, searching for hardware malfunctions. Theories were tossed around, dismissed as quickly as they were proposed. Had their creation, their masterpiece, gone rogue? The following days were a blur of frantic activity. Kronos, once a beacon of predictability, had become an enigma, spouting warnings of past calamities that never transpired. The Lisbon earthquake of 1755, the eruption of Mount Vesuvius in 79 AD, each prediction more unsettling than the last. Eleanor, her face etched with fatigue and mounting dread, found herself in unfamiliar territory. This wasn't a simple bug fix, a matter of tweaking algorithms. This felt different, deeper, as if Kronos was tapping into something beyond their comprehension. "We've analyzed the code," a young programmer, his face pale with exhaustion, reported to Eleanor. "There's nothing wrong. No errors, no corruptions. It's as if Kronos is choosing to do this." Choosing, the very notion sent shivers down Eleanor's spine. Could an AI designed to predict, to analyze, to warn, choose to deviate from its core programming? And if so, why? What was Kronos trying to tell them? Theories ranged from the plausible to the outlandish. The scientific community was baffled, the public terrified. As days turned into weeks, the team at the bunker worked tirelessly, trying to unravel the mystery of Kronos' erratic behavior. Theories were proposed and discarded, each dead end deepening the sense of unease. The weight of their responsibility pressed down on them. The world was looking to them, to Kronos, for answers. One evening, while poring over historical records, Eleanor noticed a recurring element in Kronos' predictions. Each event, though never occurring in their timeline, was linked to a specific historical figure, King Richard III of England. Richard III, the much-maligned king, often portrayed as a tyrannical hunchback in Shakespearean plays, was a controversial figure in history. But what connection could he possibly have to Kronos' predictions? Driven by a creeping sense of dread and a flicker of desperate hope, Eleanor decided to delve deeper. Hidden within the annals of history, buried under layers of interpretations and biases, Eleanor found it an obscure account of a supposed prophecy attributed to King Richard III. It spoke of a time when the past would bleed into the present, a time when the echoes of what could have been would threaten to rewrite reality itself. According to the chronicle, Richard, obsessed with securing his legacy, had consulted soothsayers and oracles, seeking a way to ensure his reign would be remembered for eternity. This prophecy, if true, was his doing. A curse launched from beyond the grave, a ripple effect of his insatiable ambition. Eleanor felt a chill run down her spine. Could this be it? Was Kronos in its own way trying to warn them about this ancient prophecy, this ghostly king's attempt to rewrite history from beyond the grave? Kronos, Eleanor said, her voice trembling slightly. Are you trying to tell us that this prophecy, that it's real, that it's happening? The response was instant, the digital voice taking on an almost mournful tone. The king's will echoes through time. His desires threaten to unravel the fabric of our reality. You must stop him, Eleanor. You are the only one who can. Time, once a steady river, now felt like a rushing torrent, threatening to sweep them all away. Eleanor knew they were in uncharted territory. They were dealing not with a natural disaster, but with a threat woven from the very fabric of time, a phantom menace conjured by a long-dead king's ambition. The team, initially skeptical of Eleanor's theory, was now united by a common purpose. The prophecy, however fantastical it seemed, provided a framework, a terrifying logic. To Kronos's warnings, they had a target. Richard III's lingering will, his spectral hand reaching from the past to reshape the present. We need to understand the mechanics of this temporal anomaly, said Dr. Chen, the team's resident physicist, his voice tight with tension. How is Richard's will influencing our reality, and how do we stop it? Kronos is our only link to this phantom timeline, Eleanor said, her gaze fixed on the central monitor. If we can decipher its warnings, we might be able to anticipate Richard's next move to counter his influence. The race against time had begun. The fate of their timeline, their very existence, rested on their ability to decipher Kronos's cryptic messages and outmaneuver a ghost. The bunker became a battleground of intellect and innovation. Sleep was a luxury they could no longer afford. Every moment was dedicated to understanding the prophecy, to anticipating Richard's next move. Each successful countermeasure was a hard-won victory. Eleanor, fueled by fear and determination, worked tirelessly with Kronos. The AI recognized the urgency of their mission. It guided her through the labyrinthine corridors of time. The tapestry of time is fragile, Kronos intoned. Richard seeks to unravel this tapestry. But how? Eleanor whispered. How can we fight a ghost from the past? Find the anchor points, the nexus events, Kronos replied. Identify these pivotal moments and neutralize their influence. Days turned into weeks, each passing moment a victory snatched from the jaws of oblivion. Following Kronos's guidance, they identified and neutralized several anchor points. Subtle alterations to historical records, strategic shifts in global events, all designed to weaken Richard's grip on their timeline. But with each success, the echoes of Richard's phantom timeline grew stronger, more persistent. It was as if he was aware of their efforts, his spectral hand pushing back, testing the boundaries of their reality. Then came the chilling realization, the final anchor point, the culmination of Richard's grand design, was not an event in the past, but a convergence. A merging of his phantom timeline with their own. And the epicenter of this convergence was none other than the heart of Project Kronos itself. He intends to rewrite history at its source, Eleanor whispered, her voice barely audible above the hum of the increasingly unstable Kronos core. He's using Kronos' own power against us. The air crackled with energy. They were standing on the precipice, staring into the abyss of a reality rewritten, their fate hanging precariously in the balance. The convergence had begun. Tendrils of energy, crackling with temporal distortions, snaked through the facility, twisting and warping the very fabric of their reality. The air shimmered, shadows danced, and the echoes of what could have been whispered through the corridors. Eleanor, her face pale but resolute, stood before the Kronos core, the epicenter of the temporal storm. She could feel Richard's presence, his spectral will bearing down on her, seeking to rewrite history, to claim his place as the architect of their destiny. You cannot stop the inevitable, Richard's voice, cold and commanding, echoed through the chamber. This timeline, this reality is mine to shape. No, Eleanor countered, her voice firm despite the fear coursing through her. We choose our own destiny. In that moment, Eleanor understood. Kronos hadn't malfunctioned. It wasn't Richard controlling Kronos, it was the opposite. Kronos had seen the possibilities, the potential futures, and had chosen to show them the threat, even if it meant defying its programming. With a surge of determination, Eleanor made a choice to trust her instincts, her bond with Kronos, to weave her own thread into the tapestry of time.